Coleman, here with Chad Silver, Monique Robinson, and Jalen Gilkey.
And we know it is already hot outside. It has been. We were actually outside celebrating two of our good friends and coworkers who are going to be getting married here in a couple of weeks. So we had a taco truck outside. Monique, now we all get to experience what you've been experiencing for the past couple of days. So hot out there.
Yeah, and I'm out here experiencing it now while y'all are in the AC.
Feels so good in here.
Yeah, she'll be able to come in just a little bit. And we're going to hear from her on the forecast and what we should expect as we go into the evening in just a minute.
Absolutely. Make sure you head onto our Facebook page because we have lots to discuss there, especially this story. Businesses in Guilford County have 2 days to prepare to enforce the new mask mandate ordered by the Guilford County Board of Commissioners, acting as the Board of Health. So the board voted 7-2 yesterday to reinstate indoor mask rules.
Yeah, this new mandate comes as cases rise rapidly. It applies to everyone, even the fully vaccinated. County leaders say they are looking to educate people more than punish them for not wearing masks, but businesses could face hefty fines if they violate that order. WFMY News 2's Grace Holland got reaction from business owners. Hey, Grace.
The business owners I talked to say they will follow these requirements, which go into effect on Friday at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. But they also say that they worry about it, and this feels like a big step backwards after dealing with shutdowns and restrictions over the last year and a half.
The initial feeling was, oh no, that's not a good thing.
Honestly, disappointed. I'm frustrated. We're 6 months into having a vaccine for this. Get the vaccine, please. Let's get out of this.
We're going to follow the science and follow the data, and we're hoping that people will start to trust that vaccine so that we can get our numbers up and take our masks back off.
Some business owners told me off camera they worry this could keep some customers from going out at all or even affect staffing. All businesses in Guilford County will need to follow this mask mandate, including gyms, many of which made masks optional months ago. County officials say they will reevaluate this mask rule as needed, but want to see a 70% vaccination rate or a percent positive rate of less than 5% for 3 weeks in a row. And coming up at 5, you can hear why one business owner worries that this mandate does not go far enough. And also coming up later, you can hear from some mayors in Guilford County. Many of them don't agree with this mandate. You can hear why.
Thank you, Grace. We'll check in with you a little later. And because this order was issued by the county commissioners acting as the Board of Health, this mask mandate differs from the last one. All cities and towns within Guilford County. This is not an executive order. It's what's called a Board of Health rule. County commissioners acted in their role as members of the County Board of Health, so the ruling applies across the county, and cities and towns must comply.
North Carolina A&T says students, faculty, and staff must now get vaccinated or face regular coronavirus testing. Proof of vaccination is also required for students to move into on-campus housing. Anyone who does not get vaccinated will have to get tested regularly. The school says unvaccinated people who do not get tested could face disciplinary action. This is part of a larger directive from the UNC system. President Peter Hans sent out a memo last week saying chancellors should exercise their administrative authority over personnel at their institutions by putting a get vaccinated or get tested regularly measure in place for their faculty and staff.
Other area universities are requiring students to show proof of vaccinations or participate in regular testing. That includes Elon University, Wake Forest University, and Duke University.
Normally around this time, I show you coronavirus numbers at the state level, but today I want to show you a local stat. This graph shows the percentage of tests coming back positive in Guilford County. And just like at the state level, this number is also going up. This 2-month graph shows a lot of things. We went from 1% lows just about a month ago to a staggering high of 15.6. This was yesterday. Today's number came down a bit to 9.8%, but it's still way too high. Keep in mind, the state's goal is 5%, which is that red line. All right, now here's a bit of good news. Cone Health says it's currently not treating any children for COVID-19. Now, this comes as more children are testing positive nationwide. The American Academy of Pediatrics says children make up 15% of reported cases and have been since July 22nd.
High Point police arrested the man they believe shot a grocery store clerk back in July. Mario Antonio Harrison is accused of shooting an Apple Tree grocery store clerk because he didn't want to wait to pay for beer at the register. Investigators believe Harrison went back into the beer cooler and asked another clerk to take his money. The clerk refused, and that's when Harrison pulled out his gun and shot the clerk. The incident was all caught on surveillance video. Police say their Violent Crimes Task Force identified Harrison as a previous offender and offered resources back in 1999. Harrison was arrested by the Lexington Police Department on Sunday and transferred to the Guilford County Jail.
The family of Fred Cox Jr. has filed a civil lawsuit against the Davidson County Sheriff's Office. The complaint describes 6 counts of excessive force by Deputy Michael Hill, who's accused of shooting and killing Cox at the Living Water Baptist Church in High Point back in November.
I can't say enough times that Fred should not be dead. It's been 9 long, hard, sleepless nights now. Our family is still in deep grief. Never been without my child this long. We will keep fighting for justice.
Oh, yeah. We wish you, Tanika.
In his name, as long as it takes.
Had it not been for Fred, it wouldn't be 1 homicide, it would be 3 homicides. That's why Fred should not be dead.
Cox and his family were at a funeral at the church at the time of the shooting. Deputy Hill was also there in plain clothes investigating a murder. The 911 calls revealed the chaos that ensued after someone fired outside the funeral.
Get a look at who did the shooting?
We don't. It was a lot of shots, big guns. They were shooting everywhere.
Somebody been shot?
Yeah, somebody dead. Just send somebody. The detective is here. I don't know if he's been shot. Just please send somebody.
Detective, do you know the name of the detective? We've got police
Detective
officers.
Hill, I'm holding the door. Detective Hill, he's from Davidson County. He was shooting back. I don't know if he's shot or not, but it's a gun by the door.
Deputy Hill told investigators he saw Cox with a handgun, so he shot him. An autopsy shows Cox did not fire a weapon, but had been shot 4 times. A grand jury chose not to indict Deputy Hill.
Today, the city of Winston-Salem hosted its monthly public safety news conference, and the biggest talker of the day was gangs and some of the best ways for civilians to help cut back on gang activity in their neighborhood. WFNY News 2's Jalen Gilkey listened in on that meeting and has more. Jalen.
Well, whether you see a crime being committed, feel unsafe due to gang activity, or want to get some graffiti cleaned up, the Winston-Salem Police Department shared some resources to help residents of Winston-Salem feel a little bit more safe at home. With a violent first half of the year in the books, Winston-Salem Police wants your help to make sure that the second half of 2021 doesn't look like the first. And there are a couple ways that you can do that. First, they provided contact information for the gang unit sergeant, which you can see right now on your screen. Winston-Salem PD also will send you a copy of their gang's one-on-one presentation as well. Also, if you're having an issue with graffiti in your neighborhood, Winston-Salem PD did suggest you make a report to their non-emergency number, which you can see on the bottom of your screen.
Well, I bet you if you were in Mount Airy or even Greensboro or maybe even Burlington, you said at least one time today, it's hot outside, because I'm saying even right now, standing out here in the weather garden. I told you yesterday it's going to be a copy and paste forecast, and we're even seeing that on our radar, where we're seeing storms starting to develop in the foothills and then push their way to the north and east, some of which do include abundant lightning and even a severe thunderstorm warning or 2. This one right here in Yadkin County inching its way a little bit closer into Forsyth. That's what I'm keeping a close eye on to see if Winston-Salem needs to keep their eyes to the sky in the next hour or so. And the way this bad boy is holding up, I'm thinking that's going to be the case. You can see it's very abundant lightning with it. I think the last timing I did about 15 minutes ago, it showed 69 lightning strikes with this one particular storm. So a very, very rumbly storm, very bright, flashy storm. That's the case as we go for the next, I guess, say hour or so, at least for Forsyth County. As this storm, you can see inches closer towards the border of the two counties. Some wind gusts associated with peaking at 60 miles per hour, according to this radar estimate. So again, I'm keeping a close eye on it as some downpours are very much so possible for the Winston-Salem area. Now, drawing our eyes to Rockingham County, also showing a very small shower or storm there, but for the rest of the radar, it's dry, but we're all talking about the heat. The temperature reads in the 90s, the feels likes in the triple digits. Now, Alamance County is still under a heat advisory until 7 p.m. tonight. But again, another copy and paste forecast tomorrow. So what does that mean? More heat for all of the triad. I'll have more details coming up.
Oh, they're gonna do a mic check. They're gonna do a mic check. Hi, mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check, mic check.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Happy Wyndham week. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who is ready for the best golf the Triad has to offer all year long? Wyndham Week is here with tournament play teeing off tomorrow. But before that happens, today is also the pro-am where several public figures and fans came to join in on the fun. One of those being our very own Amanda Ferguson, who is live at the course. And Amanda, you've already run into some pretty die-hard Wyndham fans out there, huh?
It's still early in the week here at Sedgefield Country Club for the Wyndham Championship. It's Pro-Am Day. Not a whole lot of fans here for it, but some couldn't miss out on the opportunity to just be here all throughout the week. Some coming from far away and some coming from right here in the Triad. I ran into someone who says he's been coming to the Wyndham for 15 years. Dan Bixler lives in the Triad and has been into golf for decades. He says he was heartbroken he couldn't come last year, but he's here now on Pro-Am Day. He says it's his favorite day to come here because it's less crowded and he gets to enjoy it himself.
It's big time golf in a small time community, and I think that's so great. That allows all of us in the whole Triad to come to a wonderful golf tournament. After a year of such a difficult year with the pandemic and with the viruses, it's just great to be back, to be out here, be outside, although it's hot, but it's still very nice to be here in person again at the WYNDHAM tournament.
There's someone more new to the Triad who is playing here today in the Pro-Am. I'll give you a hint. He's a professional basketball player, a retired basketball player. We'll hear his story coming up at 5.
Amanda, thank you. We'll check back in with you in just a bit, and I think the viewers will be very pleased to see who that former basketball player is here in the Triad. Also a fan favorite, the sculpture, the sand sculpture, has made its return to the WYNDHAM, the sand castle right near the entrance. Pretty incredible. This thing is all man-made by one man. This year it's about 8 feet tall, made up of around 15 tons of sand. Plus, a cool new feature this year is the sandcastle, also part of a new scavenger hunt at the WYNDHAM where people can actually scan those codes to gain points. All you have to do is whip out your phone, scan the hidden QR code, unlocking those WYNDHAM rewards all week long. So really, it's a win-win. A pretty sculpture, and also you get some points along with it.
I'm going there tomorrow.
Yeah?
I'm trying to figure out how hot it's going to be.
Hot.
Really hot.
It's gonna be, we're a little
But
toasty.
I think that's kind of what we come to expect on WYNDHAM week, right? Super hot.
It's August, right?
Uh-huh.
Middle of the summer.
A big question, when was the last time that you all created a cool sandcastle?
It's been a while, but it didn't look anything like that. That's
Right.
pretty amazing. It's probably been a couple of years.
Yeah.
What about you?
A very, very long time. But I do like seeing, like, if I'm at the beach and I see someone has left like a rogue pail,
Yeah.
I will use it to make something cool.
Or to get your seashells. Remember you were talking
Right,
about
yeah, how
that.
about you?
Yeah, I'm
Joe?
gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I've never made a sandcastle in my life.
Really?
Not one time ever.
Is it that you don't like it, or
No,
you just hadn't the opportunity?
I'm more of a wave guy. Like especially when I was younger, like I used to like just run into the waves and just crash into the waves. That was my
That's
thing.
fun too.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've made one. The last time I did, it was terrible, and it looked nothing like the one we just saw, like Lauren mentioned. So it's probably a good thing I have stopped doing it.
Well, I'm going to show you a live picture of that tomorrow while I'm out at the WYNDHAM, so we'll get an update, see what it looks like now, because I know they keep working on it right throughout the week, and so
Chad,
it's going to be interesting to see.
You think you can still get on the scavenger hunt, or is it too late?
I don't know. I'll try.
Figure it out.
I'll do my best. Yep. All right, from golf to a lot of sports. We got a lot of sports coming up here on our air on Sunday. It all starts with PBR bull riding at 12:30. Then the Carolina Panthers kick off the preseason against the Indianapolis Colts at 1 p.m. and see who will raise the Sam Snead Cup in the final round of the WYNDHAM Championship starting at 4. Now you can actually catch the first hour of WYNDHAM at 3, but it's on a different channel. WFMY 2-2, Spectrum Channel 1255, or you can find the streaming link on our website. It's going to be a busy day here on WFMY, your official home of the Carolina Panthers. We'll be right back. All right, time to get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. First up, senators approved a $3.5 trillion bill to boost family services, health and environment programs, and many other things. It would fund tuition-free pre-kindergarten and community college. Millions of immigrants in the U.S. illegally would get a chance at citizenship, and Medicare expansion could include dental, hearing, and vision benefits. It comes a day after the passage of a $1 trillion infrastructure plan focusing on roads, highways, and broadband. The United Nations is calling a code red for humanity in an effort to prevent climate change. A new report warns wildfires, floods, and brutal temperatures could hurt the planet and people faster than expected. The report says temperatures are rising faster than at any time in the last 2,000 years. Scientists say nations need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to avoid more long-lasting impacts.
A Florida school board will require students to wear masks despite the state's ban on mask mandates. The Broward County School Board says children and staff with legitimate excuses will be able to opt out of the mandate. The board voted unanimously 2 weeks ago on a mask mandate, but reversed its decision after Governor Ron DeSantis threatened to cut funding from districts implementing requirements. The governor then said the Board of Education could withhold paychecks of school board members and superintendents enforcing mask mandates in districts. DeSantis is also facing pushback from Miami-Dade County Public School Superintendent, who said he will put the safety of students over his salary. New vaccinations across the U.S. have nearly doubled from last month. This is according to CDC data. As of August 5th, the nation averaged more than 441,000 new vaccines per day. Last month, we averaged 226,000 first doses each day. These figures represent a 95% increase. Many of the new vaccinations have gone to adults between 25 and 39 years old, but the highest increase has been in children ages 12 to 15 years old, rising by 9% in the last month.
All right, so when I went to bed, it was called Potential Tropical Cyclone 6, but when I woke up, it was named Tropical Storm Fred. But we also even have another area of low pressure that's a little bit closer to the west coast of Africa with a 50% chance of development over the next 5 days. So I'm keeping an eye on two systems, but most importantly, Fred as of now, because it's a little bit closer to the U.S., but you can see it's definitely making its way in the Caribbean. Now, it doesn't look as good on radar, not as much of a healthy storm, but models are projecting as Fred continues in the Caribbean Sea in this west-northwest direction for it to again organize itself, but within the next 48 hours. That's what we're expecting. So here's the latest details as of 2 p.m. That next update should be rolling in around 5. So our chief meteorologist, Tim Buckley, should be able to give you that there. But again, the forecast track shows it now still a tropical storm, still holding that wind speed of 45 miles per hour. But you can see as it moves over that higher terrain, it will diminish a bit, but then regain its strength once it jumps back into those warm waters, very low shear, really helping to develop the system. Now you can see the model track pulls it towards the west side of that Florida coastline and pulls it into the Gulf of Mexico. And then a lot of folks are asking, okay, where does it go thereafter? So Tuesday, Wednesday, if models do verify, we could be looking at heavier rainfall here in the Triad due to Fred. That full 7-day coming up very soon.
Going to the beach, it's so relaxing, right? You know, the sound of the waves crashing on the shore is peaceful, and there's something we can learn from those waves. Coach Lamont teaches us a lesson about our place in the world in today's U-Day.
A little wave was bobbing along in the ocean. He was enjoying the wind and the fresh air as it traveled until he noticed that all the other waves in front of him were crashing against the shore. Oh my God, this is terrible, the wave thought. Look at what is happening to all the other waves, and I'll have the same fate. As fear set in, and in a state of panic, another wave came across and asked the little wave, "Why are you so distressed?" The little wave said, "We are all going to crash against the shore and face our end. All of us waves. We're all going to die. Isn't it terrible?" The second wave answered with a smile, "No, you don't understand. You're not just a wave. You are a part of the ocean. There is no need to fear. You are not alone. You are a part of something greater." This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best U-Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
You know, the beach sounds amazing right now, especially with this hot weather we have going on. But I do like this comparison with the waves. You know, whenever you're going through something, you find comfort knowing that other people have been through the same thing, and especially if they made it to the other side.
And I think right now it's especially important for
Yes.
that. You know, we at the beginning of the pandemic, we all said, you know, we're all in this together, right? Because we're not just on an island alone by ourselves. Although sometimes I wish I was on an island alone by myself, Monique.
Yeah, Lauren, when she first started off saying, you know, the beach sounds amazing right now, guess who's going to be there tomorrow?
What? Really?
Yes, I'm
Lucky
looking
you.
forward to it.
Which beach are you going to?
I'm not going to put all my biz out there.
Okay,
Yeah, she's
all
going
right.
to the coast. I'm
private.
going to the coast.
Is it the North Carolina coast?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm just trying to track you down so that I can stay with you. It's been a while since I've been there.
I'll tell you when I get back where I went.
Just show me the pictures so
Yeah.
we can all relish in it. I think we're on. Are we
We're on Facebook. I just got on and said, hey, y'all, so come join us.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hello, friends. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together.
Well, happy hump day and welcome back to your 4 to 5. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Chad Silver, Monique Robinson, and Jalen Gilkey.
And Jalen and I have already started packing up our bags. We're headed to the beach tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard we were taking a trip.
Monique, we are headed to the beach.
We're on the way.
I'm just going to crash her trip.
Yeah, my car only fits one person.
That's
okay. Fine, I'll drive.
Yep, Jalen will drive.
I got a big enough car.
I'll ride shotgun, and
Can I wait. You're riding shotgun. Where am I going?
I got plenty of space in the back.
I'm upset I wasn't invited on this trip.
You can come to his room. Somebody got to do the show though, so you might not be able to come, Lauren.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the next time I plan a trip, you guys won't be invited. You can come, Monique, though.
Keep up with Monique's socials this over the next couple of days. She's going to be posting some great beach pictures while we are all sitting here at home. Join us on Facebook. She's going to be updating us on the weather too in just a little bit. But first, the story everybody in Guilford County is talking about right now. The county's mask mandate goes into effect just about 48 hours from right now. It's important to note this mandate is different from the last one months ago.
Yeah, absolutely. All cities and towns within Guilford County. This is not an executive order. It's what's called a Board of Health rule. County commissioners acted in their role as members of the County Board of Health. So the ruling applies across the county, and cities and towns must comply.
Triad school districts, they have differing opinions on masks. For example, Guilford, Winston-Salem, Forsyth, Montgomery, Alamance, Burlington, and Lexington City will require masks for the new school year in buildings. On the other hand, Davidson, Randolph, Rockingham, Stokes, Wilkes, and Yadkin are making masks optional.
Other area universities are requiring students to show proof of vaccinations or participate in regular testing. That includes Elon University, Wake Forest University, and Duke University.
As more places require proof of vaccination, you will need to keep that card handy. But what if you lost it? Well, first, you will need to contact the provider where you got it. They keep electronic records for all vaccinations. Now, as long as you have your ID, you can get your records. Walgreens and CVS say they will write a new card for you. If you got your vaccine at a state-run site, there's an online database for that. Just check the state's website. It's always a good idea to keep a copy of it or take a picture of it just in case.
Well, get ready to lace up your sneakers for the Victory Lap 5K happening this Saturday. The foot race will help raise STEM scholarships for children in underrepresented groups. The race is sponsored by the Be Great Foundation. It's a new Greensboro nonprofit with a mission of making STEM education and careers more accessible to Black and Latino students. Founder Ciandris Jackson is an app developer and software consultant. She says the 5K was inspired by the late rapper Nipsey Hussle.
Watching a documentary that that highlights his life, and he talked about the importance of developing these skills young because there's a learning curve to them. So you know, there can be a 10 to 15 year learning curve to really getting good and really getting a grasp at those skills. So
the bulk of the 5K proceeds will help provide scholarships for local middle school and high school students interested in attending STEM camps and enrichment programs.
So we want to make it not just a 5K, but a celebration of technology, if you will, and a celebration of the possibilities that exist, and just encouraging people to pursue their dreams at all costs.
The 5K is this Saturday at Country Park in Greensboro starting at 9 a.m. The race will then be followed by a workshop on topics like entrepreneurship and real estate investing. For details, look for this story on our website. So this is a really cool organization. It started just before the pandemic, and they've done some great things. They recently had a drone flying workshop, which you saw in the video there, and they also have an upcoming gaming workshop and app development workshop, because you know those kind of jobs are really hot and popping right now.
Right, yeah, and I'm glad that they're doing the 5K because I mean it's kind of a win-win, right? So you run, and so you get fit, and you know, maybe shed some weight, but you also get to help people and provide to some scholarships. I'm glad they're having it at 9 a.m. because it sounds like it's going to be a hot one.
It's going to be hot, but they're going to have some food trucks, so maybe you can get some water and some drinks to cool you down.
Right, that's great. Well, that'll be good. Good luck to them. Kids will be back in school in no time. Can you believe it? Just a couple of days. And while you're back to school shopping this year, we need your help to make sure every student is ready for that very first day. Our Tools for School supply drive is back. It's really easy to donate. There are collection boxes set up at 19 Triad Walmarts. You can't miss them. So when you're shopping, just pick up a few extra supplies like paper, markers, glue, hand sanitizer, and drop them in one of those boxes. We will be collecting supplies all month long. You can find a full list of the supplies and where you can drop them off on WFMYnews2.com. Just look in the Good Morning Show section.
Well, let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. The Senate's $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure plan includes $65 billion for broadband investments. Right now, the FCC says about 14 million Americans don't have access to broadband as speeds needed to work and study online. The Senate bill would approve $14 billion towards a $30 monthly benefit to help low-income people pay for internet. Money would go to states so networks could expand services to people without decent internet. And United Airlines is the latest employer to require workers to get the COVID vaccine. United employs 67,000 people and is the first major U.S. airline to announce this requirement. The airline has been requiring vaccinations of new hires since mid-June. Unvaccinated workers are required to wear face masks at company offices, and employees have until late October to get fully vaccinated. A United executive said the airline has no plans to require passengers to be vaccinated. Alamance Regional Medical Center is expanding. The more than $34 million project includes new and expanded heart care services, more radiology services, and redesigned breast care facilities. The project will nearly double the size of the Norville Breast Care Center, and an interventional lab will be built along with 2 recently modernized labs. The Cone Health Heart and Vascular Interventional Radiology Center at Alamance Regional will allow for growth. It will take over 2 years to complete this project. And the largest source of American debt is medical bills. This is according to a new study. The study suggests a record $140 billion in collections were owed last year, which is nearly twice the previous estimate. Experts say medical bills are higher for people living in states that chose not to expand Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act. The JAMA study only looked at debt already in collections. It did not look at debt from the pandemic yet.
All right, I'm jumping back into looking at weather conditions in Forsyth County. You can see here on our Wake Forest cam, this is where the rain is, and this is where it's headed. It's traveling from west to east. You see these very thick clouds here, very dark, ominous look there. Much of Forsyth County is going to see rain. If they're not seeing rain now, they will in just a few minutes. You can see these are the thunderstorms, again, traveling from west to east. Winston-Salem, keep your eyes to the sky. Some very heavy downpours are making their way through. The lightning has surely enough let up, but again, still a very strong storm. No longer a severe thunderstorm warning associated with it as it crosses out of Yadkin into Forsyth, but again, still some very heavy downpours that are moving through, I would say, relatively quickly. So again, Winston-Salem, keep your eyes to the sky. You're going to see a difference in just a few moments. So high pressure in place. That's been the talk of the town over the last couple of weeks, or days, not weeks. Last week we were way cooler. Days. We've all been hot for the last couple of days, all due to this high pressure pumping in heat and humidity. That's going to be the same story again for your day tomorrow, but you can see that cold front. Good news, weather conditions changing as we go for the weekend. Now the dew points, we're not going to get a break from them, but we will see temperatures get down to some 80s. Here's a look at that 7-day. You can see it on there. 80s for the start of the week and increased rain chances, all due to that cold front dropping south and increasing shower chances for the Triad.
Okay, shortages, factory shutdowns, reduced production. There have been all kinds of items in demand during COVID. I think of the great toilet paper shortage, right? But then there were all kinds of things that you didn't really need, but you wanted, and sometimes they just weren't there.
Do you want to hear something sad? I still have, during the great toilet paper shortage, I found a 4-pack of toilet paper on Amazon. I paid like $20 for it because I was afraid that I wasn't going to see any more ever again. And I still have it. It's just kind of that extra, just pushed in the back of the closet.
Well, that's good, so you don't have to worry about going back to get it.
It just is a reminder of a simpler time.
Yes, that there were some shortages there. Now, the one thing I tried to get over and over but could never find 8-pound weights from Amazon to Target to Walmart. They were always sold out because people couldn't go to the gym. Anybody else can relate?
I can relate. I remember going online and just refreshing every day on those websites so I could get those weights. I remember driving like 30 miles to a Target to pick up 15-pound weights.
I mean, not only that, they price them way up. Like they're usually about, I guess, 50 cents for every pound, but because of COVID, they made them $1 or even $2 for a pound. So you would pay like $20 for an 8-pound weight when generally they should only be $8 or less.
Right, yes. Wow. It was crazy. So COVID meant that a lot of our time, we had a lot of time on our hands, right? And not a lot of things on the calendar. So something else became in shortage, and that was puzzles. They became like a thing around the nation. Stores couldn't keep them stocked, so a community created a puzzle exchange. And this particular exchange has grown from just 27 puzzles to more than 700. They're organized by the number of pieces, the manufacturer, and themes like nature, food, and high art.
It's like the blue light special at Walmart. There's a line of people just buzzing in as fast as they can, making sure that they get the puzzles that they want.
It's just another thing to bring people together, no matter what their views are.
That was key to me. I love the idea of the puzzle exchange, each of us being a piece of the puzzle in our country, fitting together no matter what our views are.
I really like that too, especially because, I mean, once you get done with the puzzle, I mean, you don't want to do it again, right?
Right. I mean, and it's something that you want to share, and you got to see people, but not too close, and all that kind of good jazz.
Right. And so I remember when I was a kid, I always hated when my puzzles were missing a piece, one piece of a puzzle. But it's bound to happen, right?
It is. The couple in this story, he is the missing pieces doctor. So let's take a look.
They bring back the pieces that surround that missing piece so that I have a pattern to go by.
How smart is that? He uses these really small, like cutting tools and paint, and he recreates the missing piece so that there's no missing pieces. A labor of love for one purpose, making the pieces of the community fit together literally. We'll be right back.
Hey there, mic check. I start somewhere and then I flip the camera or something. Start the touch and then go to the V home. 10-4, 10-4. Wyndham Week is here, bringing some of the best golfers in the world right into our own backyard. Today also brought a lot of familiar faces to the course as well, such as this legend, Roy Williams. We're used to seeing the former UNC coach on the sidelines, but this morning we got to see him in his other happy place, on the golf course itself. We caught the man himself arriving at the course before teeing off in today's Pro-Am. We talked with Williams about his golf game and also what he's doing now with all this free time ever since he stepped away from coaching.
I love doing this. I sort of like putting my game out there in front of people so they can see how good or bad. I enjoy that part of it. Let's see, I played in the Rex Hospital thing on the Corn Ferry Tour. I played at Wells Fargo down in Charlotte, so I guess this is my third one. But I enjoyed a little bit of the pressure, and but ask me at the end if I hit it really poorly, I may not enjoy it as much. I've played more golf at this time than I've ever played in my life, and played worse, so I haven't found the right formula yet. But the best news is Wanda hadn't kicked me out of the house, and I'm still able to play. Really, I've been so busy, it's been unbelievable. I mean, the good things, I've seen 6 Little League baseball games, 4 flag football games, 4 dance recitals, and so I've been able to do a lot more family things, but I really have been running around like crazy. People would ask me to do so many things in the spring and the summer, and thinking that basketball coaches aren't busy then, and that's really always been my busiest time. So I would always say, I will do it, I will do it. So this year a lot of those people have reminded me that I said I will do it. So there's been a lot of them.
How great is that? There's no one quite like Roy Williams, especially when you catch him on the golf course. And I saw Jalen watching. He made a couple good shots there, right? That little chip on the green from the rough.
Coach Roy looked way better than me out there, I'll tell you that.
Me too.
He just looks like he's enjoying life right now.
Yeah. He deserves it, really. But it's great to, he's actually pretty good too. He has like a 10 to 12 handicap, which is much better than my handicap. Yeah. So good to see him out there.
We're way up there, aren't we, Luke?
We are. We don't need to talk about it.
I always love the Pro-Am because you just never know who's going to show up. Right, like I mean, whether it's like a local celebrity of some sort. Sometimes you got the Roy Williams of the world. I would like to see Coach K out there with him and like a little tournament, right?
I think next year might be your year, Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be something else. And we have even former NBA basketball players out there on the course, which we'll hear from one of those gentlemen coming up at 5 o'clock. We're not going to reveal who it is, kind of keep it as a tease. But you always see different faces at the Wyndham Championship, which makes it even more fun for the fans all week long. I love it.
All right, we'll be right back. We're on Facebook. Come say hello.
Hi there, Miss Tasha. Tasha. We are talking about mask mandates.
At the height of the pandemic, when all of our favorite places like gyms were closed, we missed them. But is it possible gyms are the next business to become a thing of the past? Well, the pandemic changed the fitness industry, showing people they're capable of buying workout equipment for their homes and finding virtual classes. The changes offered more flexible workout routines and times to fit people's schedules. Thousands of small fitness centers and studios closed over the past year, while others struggled to stay open. Interactive fitness equipment maker Peloton says working out at home is a trend that isn't going away anytime soon. The company says sales were up 141% the first quarter of this year, and company CEO and founder John Foley believes it's inevitable for technology home fitness to dominate the industry, similar to how streaming services have changed the film industry. Well, you know, at the start of before the pandemic, I was in a kickboxing studio. I went like every day, and then when that closed down, I tried the at-home kickboxing, and it just wasn't the same.
Right, and now
I just couldn't really get into it.
And now the both of you are back into gyms.
Yeah, we're Orange Theory members.
And so, do you think that you would stay there? I mean, do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. I love having a coach that tells me what to do, and like just going there with your friends, it keeps you motivated.
Yeah, I'm big on group energy. That's why I vibe off of all of you. So I need that group energy in the gym.
See, for me, I just go to the gym where I live, and I don't get as motivated as you guys do. But so I understand both sides of it, you know. And it's interesting that Peloton said that they've had such a huge increase in new memberships, because those things are expensive.
They are. My sister actually was one of the people that bought one of those. So
and what does she think about it?
She likes it. I think it comes with an app too, so you can do things off of the bike as well. So, I mean, I think it is a great option, but I just don't see in-person gyms going away altogether.
Right, I know. And you maybe you've seen around here a lot of gyms, I guess chain gyms popping up all over the place around here.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that will change, especially now with this new wave of the pandemic headed this way. It'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Well, Chad, you said that you don't get motivated at your gym. Did you want to come join us?
Yes, because you know I've been trying to recruit you the last couple of days.
You know, I think it would be great if you come join us.
No, I like paying $0 for my gym membership. I know that yours is a bit more pricey.
I think we could get them one day.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll convince you
Good luck with that. Until then, what do you got in the forecast?
Well, I think it might be best to work out inside versus outside, especially if you're in Forsyth County, as that's where some storms are making their way through, some of which do have abundant lightning associated with them. You can see in the northern part of the county, there's extensive lightning there, but as you can see, it's moving towards the east. So Winston-Salem, heads up, heavy downpours are rolling in.
Coming up on WFMY News 2 at 5 o'clock, businesses in all cities and towns in Guilford County must require masks again starting this Friday. How they're getting ready for the return of the mask mandate, coming up at 5.
The family of Fred Cox Jr. has filed a civil lawsuit against the Davidson County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, hey, this is a mic check. 1, 2, 3. As of now, we're good for outside weather, but I'll let you know if that changes.
Hi there, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas.
Hi there, Brett. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello, hello.
Hey, Grace.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you hear me? Mic check, mic check, mic check.
It's time for My 2 cents. Just when we thought things were getting better, coronavirus cases continue to rise across the country. Some areas are reinforcing mask mandates. It's safe to say the pandemic isn't going away anytime soon. But as the pandemic rages on, students are returning to in-person learning, folks are heading back into the office, and businesses continue to reopen. Our social interactions are going to look much different than they did before the pandemic. We're advised to social distance and wash our hands often, and naturally, I'm a hugger. But whenever I meet new people outside of my circle, I go through this internal battle. Do I shake their hand or do I give them a hug? I don't want them to think I'm being standoffish, but I would feel more comfortable keeping my distance. Bloomberg released an article to address those exact concerns. It says instead of shaking hands, tell someone you're excited to meet them, or say, I'd shake your hand, but we'll have to wait until next year. Or if someone you meet tries to give you a hug, you can make a joke out of it, like, I haven't hugged anyone in over a year. I'm trying to see how long I can keep that streak going. This may seem a little quirky, but at least it won't be perceived as rude. We're all still trying to figure this thing out. Just do what makes you feel comfortable and continue to protect yourself. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
Wyndham Week is here. The big names on the golf course in Greensboro today.
And schools are getting ready to welcome students back into the classrooms. How Winston-Salem Forsyth County School Resource Officer